I am Shailaja from Vybhava Technologies. I am glad to introduce Vybhava Technologies. It's online, in-house and corporate training sector. We also deal with trainings, consulting and development. Our main motive is tune your skill so that you can shine in the career. And Vybhava Technologies offers most of the courses in the market. And we are working as a sister concern company with many of the US and UK partnering companies. Here are the products for us: Hadoop, Oracle, WebSphere. We go for digital marketing, Linux administration, Apache, Puppet, Unix, Linux and shell scripting, Java, Java programming, scripting, development. So we offer all kind of courses, whatnot, many courses. For more details, you can visit vybhavatechnologies.com so that you can find lot many courses there. If you need any further courses which is not in our website, we welcome you to refer them. And to say about Vybhava Technologies, it's a success-driven training brand because we had very highly qualified trainers who are into the real-time environment, into the market, and they are the real-time experienced. They also train you in, taking examples for the live projects. And when it comes to Vybhava Technologies, we deals with multiple batches. Like if you want, we can go for one-on-one session or small batch size. Same time, if you go with corporate trainings, we can deal with many large size batches as well. And our trainers will also provide you the solutions for the problems. We had consulting services as well, and we do support if you have any problems while you're working with the projects. Our mission is to make people a skill-build people, like a Modi revolutionary concept, make in India, skill India. See, when people go into the IT corporate, there would be a gap between them. The client has more requirements where the people who works there cannot have a good rapport between these two technologies. So Vybhava Technologies is here to bridge between those things. We are ready to serve in any ways. What we actually do: we deliver our services in high quality. Most of our courses are run online because that was a request from the people. They want to make it online, so we made it online. And career development courses are also here with Vybhava Technologies. We do not compromise on trainings because we maintain the standards. That leads to the win-win situation in the both sides. A win-win situation to Vybhava Technologies and the win-win situation to the candidate who trained from Vybhava Technologies, which leads to the ultimate success in their goal. It's actually a career acceleration program from Vybhava Technologies. What would be the sequence here? We recognize the people needs, what they actually want, what are they expecting, what can we suggest, so that we guidance the suitable skill to them according to their project requirement or according to their company needs, according to their skill and that all. Then we provide the quality training that leads to the content and certification program from Vybhava Technologies. If you want to get certified, we suggest the promoting centers as well. And the career counseling levels will be done with the high-end trainers from Vybhava Technologies, which leads to a good job opportunity. Then these all finally goes to the trainer satisfaction and the trainee as well. And as I already introduced you, that Vybhava Technologies is working worldwide. Singapore, Malaysia, US, UK, and Oracle related products, we have delivered many people there all around the globe. They are very much happy. So why us? All the things that what I explained you can make you selected for Vybhava Technologies. To say simply, all at one stop. It's a one-stop solution. Any problem? So you can.
No, we are good.
Okay, fine, fine. Sorry. All at one stop in the sense, in the digital marketing sector, programming and development, technical support, automation, graphic designing, programming, and everything. Finally, these are the contact details for Vybhava Technologies. You can contact me at 961-871-5457 or 040-4026-7455. You can write to me, vybhavatechnologies@gmail.com. And finally, I would like to announce that I'm glad to introduce Mr. Afros. He is our automation specialist. He is here for DevOps right now, and he introduced you in this demo session various scripting as well, which best suits to you. We'll have a discussion sector after his demo session, and then whoever registered for DevOps session today can avail 2000 rupees discount only for today. And from tomorrow the price would vary again. I'll keep the price open after the demo session. That would be there in the last slide of your DevOps session. Okay, yeah. I just want to introduce my trainer, I mean DevOps trainer, Afros.
Yeah, hi, this is Afroz here. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Afros.
Yeah, hi, Afros.
Yeah, hi. So
Hello.
we are audible for you, right?
Yes, so anybody is faces any, audible kind of issues, just let me know so I can stop it, or we can wait for that to come back. Okay, so, shall we start? I think everybody has come. I can see somebody has left.
Afros, you can start. No problem.
Yeah, sure. So, hello again. So I'm Afroz Hussain, and so today we have a meetup here for a DevOps demo session. So I'll walk you through that DevOps kind of what is the DevOps market is there, and what are the benefits, and what are the different tools and technology that we have been using for a DevOps, and how it will be advantageous for you guys. So yes, so this is about me. So as I said, I'm Afroz Hussain. I working as a senior DevOps engineer in MNC, having 6 years of experience mostly on the open source side. I have been working on a Linux automation, doing the automation using the Python, Shell scripting, and Puppet, Ansible. So my day-to-day work around Ansible itself, automation using the Puppet, Ansible, and this is scripting languages. And on the training side, I have successfully delivered the corporate training as well as individual training, and I have taken a lot of online training and classroom training. So I have a very good hands-on and training experience as well. So yeah, so today, what are the things we are going to cover is we'll quickly see what about the DevOps, what are the different things DevOps can do that its benefits, and where do we need actually DevOps, and different kind of tools available, what the market says about the DevOps and where we are leading it, what is the futures that our DevOps will be having it. And finally, we'll see some of the Puppet details about what are the different topics we are going to cover on the Puppet side. So, DevOps. So in last 2 years, the industries has started, looking for this keyword called DevOps. That is frankly speaking, the DevOps is a philosophy. Nobody even really defined it, but the people say is DevOps is the something that is the communication between between the developer and the operation side. Developer is the one who going to code, develop it, and operation who manages and deploy their code on the infrastructure side. So they said the people who has a bit knowledge as the developer and the operation, and this called DevOps. And this DevOps started. This started because of, I can see this once that Puppet, Chef, Ansible, they come in the market and people started using as a DevOps as a profile. So that, as I said, that DevOps people is just a communication, collaboration, and integration between the developers and the operation. Because we find out most of the time, you know, developers develop something. Okay. How is it now?
Yeah, fine, Afroz. Fine. But there are some
Okay. Yeah.
the voice.
Yeah. Just please interrupt me whenever there is a breaking.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. So yes. So as I was saying it, that so most of the time there is a miscommunication or the gap between communication gap between the developer and the operation. Like he has developed something and his system requirement is something different, and once is hand over to the operation engineer, he will try to deploy, and you know at the end it goes and it fails. So ultimate the whole effort, whole time we are going to is a loss. So this is a DevOps which closely works between the developer and operation to minimize that gap, communication gap. Okay. So who can do this? So this, I think people with the certain skill set can do those things, like people who have a Linux administration knowledge, a bit scripting, so we can do that scripting language, and the configuration management. So any of the scripting language like a Python, Perl, Bash, configuration language, Salt, Chef, Ansible. So this is required. So anybody can, like a developer, administrator, database administrator, engineer, cloud engineer, infrastructure operation engineer. So these are the who can do these DevOps things. So if we talk about the DevOps cycle, as I explained I know. So when the developers do their coding, they check into the version control. Either they use the Git, SVN, Maven. There's so many version control thing has come. So once they checked into the version control, then what the operation engineer do for deployment person, they will get that integrate to get pull that version changes, and so that is doing the continuous integration, and then you try to deploy over the infrastructure. So for that we need to have automation. Imagine how much the pain should be there for getting it from the pulling it from the repo, version control, and then deploying over the infrastructure and making all the application related stuff, and finally starting the application and making it on. So this is a life cycle, like how to check it, and then you do the release, and then finally how to make that your app is running fine. So I was thinking, what are the benefits to the DevOps? So with the DevOps, we can do, 50% faster time. We can save a lot of time. We can have it's error free. We can say scalable, and we maintain 0% downtime with that. So with the no time, we can deploy our new coded, new version, application code, release things on our application. Yeah, so DevOps tool we talk about, finally, the application deployments purposes, we do have a different open source tool we have, like we have a Puppet, Chef, Ansible, SaltStack. So we do, these are the tools already have in our enterprise also, as well as open source. So that remember that Puppet, nobody talks about the infrastructure as a code. Around 5 years back, I remember when my career was, everything we used to do it manually. Only developers is the one who is going to code. Now, because of this Puppet, this DevOps tool, even operation people started coding it, and they called themselves as the infrastructure as a code. Imagine, with a span of 5 minutes, you can create 100 servers and you can deploy your application on the servers. So these are the beauty with that Puppet, Chef, and Ansible configuration management. If we talk about the industry size, Puppet, Chef, and Ansible, these are the most used tool that use in IT industries. So market share, if you talk about the,
Sorry
yeah,
to interrupt you.
no problem.
You are not using Jenkins?
Jenkins we have. So Jenkins, we are not here covering it, but yes, Jenkins is for the continuous integration and continuous delivery. We are going to do that.
Okay, okay. So it is part of DevOps tools, right? I mean,
Yes, it's a part. Yes, it's a part of DevOps tool, but I'm talking about here application deployment thing.
Okay, okay. Got it. Thanks. Go ahead.
So Gartner has okay. I can see there's a lot of voices. It's good now. So Gartner recently has done one survey, and he found it out that around more than 25% of companies started adopting the DevOps as a their DevOps as a profile in their company. I mean, in their company, and they're expecting that the market should be grow from about around $3 million of it, and yes, it's not only that. Is a day by day growing this profile, and as I said, the people started using this as a DevOps as a profile all because of configuration management tool like a Puppet, Ansible, and a Chef. Yeah, so like Gartner also, the PuppetLabs has done survey, and it's literally where companies, and he has done the survey and employee satisfaction as well, and he found it out that the key finding was high performer organizations are deploying a code 50 times more often than 50 fewer failure. It means the chances of failure is almost more than 50%, and the times is a 30 times. But in my experiences, I can see that it's not a 30 times, but it's a more than 50 times more faster we can do the deployment. And the reliability, if we concern, and about the failure we are concerned, I found it out is not only 50% fewer, but it's more than that. So that is a advantages we have with the configuration management tool. Yeah, so we talk about a bit Puppet. So here the Puppet used as a configuration management tool, and and this is used for a configuring application configuration, installation and managing the servers. So because of this configuration, the people started talking as the infrastructure code. So for an example, I wanted to define the state of my web server. A state of the web server is saying that, okay, my web server should have this many packages installed, and the services called Apache will be running on that. I define the state as a code. So whenever there is a mismatch of whatever the state I've defined, for an example, I said Apache has to be running, and it finds that Apache is not running, so it make it run. So it brings that defined desired state. So that is the advantage with the Puppet. So we can define the state of our system using the Puppet, and Puppet enforce that things, saying that the desired state has to be met. So we can do the lot of installation configuration like a web server, DB server, and you can and we can add the nodes, like we can directly add the nodes to the master and make puppetize, and yeah. So whenever there is a changes required, we can, if we find it out there is a recently change, we can go back to the next version of a changes. So yeah, so this is why the Puppet and advantages of the Puppet. So we talk about little bit how the Puppet works. So in a real scenario, Puppet works in like a master and agent. So we call as a master and node as well. So the master, where we have all the configuration and modules, we Puppet program we call as a manifest, all we are storing on the master, and we are defining the state of the each agent or each node there. So the Puppet works in a pull basis, not as a pull basis. So agent go and talk to my master saying that what is the state was defined for me. So master check the state of that agent. So it's based on the who gives the factor. There is something called facts. Fact is nothing but a node information shared with the master. So based on that, master define whatever the definition we have gave for that node, particular node, is say that yes, there is something for you. So whatever the classes or a state has been defined for you, it's compile it and makes as a catalog. So we say compilation version of a class is called catalog. Then is hand over that catalog to the agent. Agent try to apply or enforce the changes on itself, and after applying it, it gives the report to the master. So master holding the report, okay, what are the changes has been done on that particular agent. So this is the flow how the Puppet works. But before that as well, there is something called authentication between the master and the agent. So before these steps, first it has to be authenticated, though there is something called certificate. So authentication happen with the SSL. So first time there is a handshake between the master and an agent. So once the Puppet agent first request for a master, is generate a certificate with the help of node fully qualified domain name, host name, and then sign the certificate, and then the key exchange happens between the master and the agent, and then the communication proceed. The communication always happens over the HTTP. So this is how the Puppet works. Okay, so so our offerings here is like as of things. So I can be here for a Python shell scripts, shell script, Python script, Ansible, Puppet. So once we do that, so we'll help you to set up the complete lab on that your system as well. Like I install the CentOS CentOS over the VMware using the Vagrant, and we'll have set up the master and agent and try to configure it so that it's easy for you to practice, and we can create as many as server using the VMware. So okay, so what we cover in this training. So if we talk about the only Puppet, I have designed this course for only for Puppet here. So the first module is, like as I said, set up the master and agent. So creating a lab over the system, candidate system itself. So installing the CentOS on a VMware using the Vagrant, installing the Puppet master agent and configuring it. Then we talk about how the Puppet works, what is the Puppet, and this architecture that we have defined in the initial session, previous slide. Yeah, so we'll talk about that language specific. Puppet actually has its own language, and they call as a DSL, domain specific language. So Puppet actually built on the Ruby, and but it's not hard and fast saying that the candidate should have a Ruby language. experience on a Ruby language on before going for a Puppet. It's a very simple language. It's an English statement like people who have a simple background from the Linux background can able to understand this. So for an example, I want to install NTP. So, I can just say package NTP install. So that's all. That is do that installation for me. Yes. And then we'll talk about the resources. So these are the core part of Puppet, the resources. These are the building blocks of Puppet. So we do have a different resources. For an example, we have a package resource, file resource, service resource. We have an exec resource, user resource, group one, mount resource, so forth. We have many resources. So these are the building blocks, and this is the actual work done by the resources itself. Then we have resource ordering. So Puppet, most of the scripting language, they works in a top-down approach, or some of the works on a bottom-up approach. But the Puppet manifest, program, it neither works on a top-down or nor on a bottom-up approach. So for that, we need to have a resource ordering. We are defining that, okay, we have to define our order, resources order, which resource has to go first. So generally, people follow the package, file, and service. This is the general order. It means that my package has to be installed first, and then I want to configure it, and then start the service. So if I take an example of Apache, so imagine if I am installing the same thing. So I say that, okay, first my package HTTP has to be installed on my system. After that, what is the configuration file for that? etc httpd.conf and then httpd.conf. So there I'll do the changes. And after doing the change and save it, then I restart the service or start the service called httpd. Yeah, this is a general flow. So we'll do that. So most of the people follow package, file, and service, this order. Though after going through the basic of that, then we talk about factors. So in these factors, not only whatever the default factor that Puppet gives, there we can write our custom factor as well. We can do our own a bit Ruby coding over there. Then we talk about the variables and different conditions and loops. So these are the pretty advanced topics with the Puppet. Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, okay. Now we go through the templates. So the Puppet actually, there's a two kind of files. One is called is a static file. Other is called is a dynamic file. So for static file, we do have a resource called file we can deploy. For dynamic file, for an example, I have a two system and I want to deploy a different, configure two different ntp.config. Server, I want to give server A for node 1 and server B for node 2. So how can we do that? So that is because of dynamic content, and we can do with the template. So that's one of the good things with the Puppet, so that we can do with the templates. And finally, after going through that, we do a lot of hands-on, not only this much, but we do a lot of hands-on like NTP. We can write starting from the NTP, Apache, Tomcat, NFS. Then we talk about the JBoss as well. And then SSS module also we can do it. So a lot of hands-on module. And we will always incorporate the best practices that Puppet follows. For an example, everything we can write in a one file, but Puppet suggests us to doing in a break into the different file, and how can you arrange in the same file. So modular kind of concept we can follow. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all I have. So if you guys have any question, so please let me know. I can happy to answer you.
Guys, any doubts here? Please, if you belongs to different backgrounds, if you have any questions, you can.
Yes, Srinivas, I saw it. It does support on Windows, but as of now, the master has to be on the Linux. Only agent has to be installed on the Windows. So we can manage Windows machine as well with the Puppet.
As I already discussed with you, if any people interested to register for the course, you can avail 2000 rupees discount. Only the people who ever register for today. You can write to vybhavatechnologies@gmail.com.
Nabeen, what do you mean by in Gradle? Okay, we could write the Groovy script in whichever fashion you want to do. Yeah, that's all. So for that we need to have a Jenkins for a build and deploy. So Jenkins you can write your own jobs or we can do that, yeah. But most of the people follow the Ant script for build and deploy. If I can show you a snippet of a Puppet code also, so that will be a bit gives you the okay. Okay, can you see this slide, guys? So yeah, this is the one of that Puppet module for NTP. So we can see how easy to write a module. So for NTP, so I have just given a file resource, and then service, and we can install the packages. Uh, Srijit, as of now we are covering Puppet, shell script, Python, okay, and one of the configuration like either Puppet or Ansible we are comfortable. But if you talk about the overall DevOps topic, there is many things like people should have a Linux background. They have yes, and any one of the scripting, either shell script or a Python, and one configuration management tool like Puppet, Ansible, Chef, anything, one of that.
Guys, any more questions?
Sridevi, I think the fees will be The what Saleja said, if
No,
you
no.
are registering it today,
Yes, yes, actually, 1 second. I'm about to reveal the fees. Actual course fee is 20,999 INR, Indian rupees. 20,999. And according to the market, I hope this is the best price for the course content what we have framed here. And the people who ever register today can get 2,000 rupees discount, and that would be 18,999 INR only. After, did you just discuss about the duration of the course?
no. So duration of the course will be around 20 to 25 hours.
Okay. What about the practical sessions?
Practical session is no. Apart from that, practical is only the theory, and so practical session I'll be supporting them like anything. I mean, anytime. So so as I said, there is a certain modules like NTP, Apache, Tomcat, NFS. So the general practices like how I'll do that, I'll write one module and I give an assignment kind of to them. So they will come up with that. Again, I can evaluate them, help them, and I keep doing that. So the candidate, so training will be not over until we both agreed and candidate feel free or comfortable writing the module.
That's
Until unless they said yes, we are comfortable, we cannot end this. So this timing is just for a namesake, but unless candidate feel comfortable, we won't leave it.
so good after. So any more doubts,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah, Sridevi, it's only online training we have because we do sit in a different two continent here.
Excuse me, I'll answer this question. Actually, even though if it is online, we can share your system control. I think Afros can share your system control, and he can work much better for you if you have any problems to troubleshoot on this. And the practice
Correct.
panel would be after 24 hours. For 1 week, we keep it open for the support to people who have registered with us. So on an average, that would be around 25 to 30 hours of session, or 1 week after the completion of the course event, we'll keep it open for questions and any kind of support which is related to the course. After you can answer Srijit's question, please.
Yes, so we are planning one configuration management tool and one shell script here.
Actually, the trainer is an expert for different scripting languages, but here we had only limitations for certain things.
Yes, is it? We don't have a Jenkins, Maven, or Ant. So Jenkins is all together. We are not covering here Jenkins. So this all comes in the Jenkins, CI and CD. So we are not covering CI and CD here. Certification, you can go. The PuppetLabs provide a certification, but you need to provide, I mean, there is a fee for that, around $1 or $1,500 for that. So you have to do your own. But whatever the course content for that certification, we will be covering it here.
After completion of this course, you people will be able to get or write the certification, but you have to just book a slot for you and buy the ticket for yourself at any promoting center, and you can avail the certificate as well. But all the course content is framed according to the course certification, please. So any more questions?
uh, Malika Arjun, right? So yeah, that is only here we're covering Puppet. So Chef, Puppet, Ansible is both, all three are the same configuration management tool. So once we cover the Puppet, you can relate with the Chef and Ansible. Sridevi, I mean, as of now, I'm not sure there is a courses for Jenkins or not. Shaliza, we do have any courses for Jenkins?
Jenkins and these things comes in software testing package, Selenium or some other things. Uh, but we do have trainers for that kind of trainings as well. If you want that to be included in scripting, then I'll try to get the details for you. Jenkins, Maven, and these things come for testing tools.
I suggest you the Puppet is the most. If you do also a market survey, you find that the more Puppet require most of the share with the among three. More than 60% shares acquired by the Puppet, and the remaining 40% are now getting acquired by the Chef and Ansible. But as I said, that once you come to know about the one configuration manage tool, I can help or you itself able to relate the things to the other Chef, Ansible with that. But if you want to like especially go for a Chef, Ansible, and I'm comfortable for Puppet and Ansible as of now. So any these two of you, I can able to do that, deliver that.
Actually, the timings and that all, I'll let you know. I'd like to request you people to share your email IDs so that I'll update you the timings and the schedule for further. Maybe we can start it from Monday or Tuesday for the regular sessions and we can go ahead. Preferably what timings you are looking for, I request you to even put that as well.
Yeah, Malika Arjun, I understand there is a huge technology. I mean, if you talk about the Puppet and Chef, yes, there are the different functionality. I mean, the core functionality is the same if you talk about the Chef and Puppet. But yeah, there is a, I mean, 10% difference I can find between the Chef and Puppet. And Ansible is all together. So Chef and Puppet as on Ruby, Ansible on a Python. Not administration overhead. I don't find anything there. I found the Puppet is a bit, I mean, installation side, but the Chef side they provide a hosted Chef. There is a no need to install the master. Just you need to create your agent side and keep pulling that. And if you talk about that Ansible, Ansible is agentless. So for that also Ansible is far easier than Puppet and a Chef. Yeah, sure. Real-time usage, I can see whatever the drawback that Puppet has, the Chef overcomes. But for Chef, I said you should have a Ruby language at all because this everything, whatever you can do with the Ruby, you can do with the Chef. But Puppet, there is some, you cannot do everything whatever you do with the Ruby. because both the tools build based on the Ruby, but Chef gives exposure to all the Ruby things. Okay, and this Ansible is built over the Python, and it's a agentless. It all works on the SSH. It's a agentless, as I said. So only you need to create one Ansible master, and it works on a push basis rather than pull. So real-time example I can give that, you know, downloading a file, remote file in the, I mean, from some URL, a bit easier on a Chef than a Puppet. But the Puppet itself has a bit advantages over the Chef.
Can you please update your email IDs here so that I'll share today's recorded session with you people along with the further schedule and the timings, GoToMeeting link for the regular sessions. Please update your email ID. Thank you. So any more questions? That's great, C. Devi. Expecting more email IDs, please. Thank you, Mallikarjun. Great. Guna. Afros, I request you to discuss about the timings, AM or PM. Your
Yes.
available timing.
So I think
You
so
just
we need
request
to
for a
work on
timing
this.
difference of 2 hours. Like I mean to say between 7 a.m. to 9 or 9:30, we can take at least 1 to 1.5 session in between that timings. AM
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's fine.
as well. Afros,
Yes, yes, Eliza.
yeah, timings please. Your available timings.
So yeah, I mean, generally in IST time you talk about I'm free for AM morning 7 to 9, and PM hardly. I think I am free only to 6 to 7 PM.
A 1 hour session would be a bit difficult for us. And how come the weekends?
Weekends I'm totally free at any time.
Fine. Great. So getting the updates on emails. Whoever has submitted their email, thank you very much. And expecting more. And also if you have any questions after the session, please feel free to write to vybhavatechnologies@gmail.com, or you can call me anytime. Vybhava Technologies works 24/7. Yeah. After you had a question here.
Yes, so Node.js and Python. Python is used for, as I said, Python is also a scripting language, but most of the people Python use as a web development as well, using the framework. They have a different framework like Flask and Django framework. Node.js is for complete developers things, where it gives you enable a good feature for developers, so they can. So Node.js, yes, is for JS is a JavaScript, that is for Java thing. So developer use this Node.js as a functionality to tweak their application. So it's altogether an application, Node.js.
So any more questions, please? We are about to wind up the session. So after this session, you can call me to the number that what I gave to you, or you can write to Vybhava Technologies for registrations. Only for today, you get the price for 18,999. Otherwise, from tomorrow, that would be 20,999, please. Afterwards, would you like to share anything?
Yeah, no,
Any
that's all from my end, but any specific question related from candidate, I love to answer. And yes, so as we done, if they're ready, we can share the course of content in details, and we can give I mean, what are the prerequisite, like a software, what are the software they have to download, so that is first they will be easy to configure their, on their laptop.
Oh, okay. And I also request you people to suggest us if you need any modifications in the course content. Seriously, that is welcome.
Yes, that also will, yeah, that's good thing you pointed out.
Yeah. Because maybe with their project requirement or something, they might be expecting some more content in the course. So even if they have any suggestions on that, we are very much eager to add the things in the content.
Yes, so but people can have a different background and they have a different experiences, they have a different skill set. So if they will tell us that, then we can work on their skill set and try to match our course content for them.
Maybe. Actually, I expected that they would introduce themselves, but people are on chatting. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe whoever interested, they'll talk to us later. I hope so. Any more questions, please? Sure. Thank you very much for your time, guys. I'm very much happy for you that you are here with us for this hour to take all the details on Puppet. Thank you very much. And Afros, thank you very
Yeah.
much for being with me for the demonstration today.
Thank you, Saleza, and thank you everyone for attending this demo. Please give us your feedback to the Saleza, and it helps us to improve further.
Yes, yes, I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.